And we welcome you back into Bloomington, Indiana. Here at Assembly Hall, Hoosiers leading the Bisons 50-26. Joe Brennan alongside Nick Rodecap as McGowan brings it across the timeline, working on Borgesser. He'll take the dribble handoff from Sorrentino. Looking for it down low. Great steal there from Holmes. Hurd swings outside. Vincent will drive baseline. Swing it for Pearson. Back out to Hurd. And the shot clock expires.
Fantastic perimeter defense by Indiana. Everybody stays in their zone. Nobody's over-helping. Everybody understands the assignments, and Lipscomb just has no good looks. And we saw it in the first half once. They forced up a three, just hit the glass for nothing. That time they couldn't even get a shot off.
Holmes wasn't looking for it. Borgesser dropped it off. Nobody was home. Here comes Hurd the other way. Swing outside of the corner, back up top to the top of the arc. It's Pearson for three. No good. Struggles from the field and beyond the arc continue for this Lipscomb team.
Scalia got overextended a little bit. Another open look for Lipscomb. We've seen it a few times this quarter where the Bisons have had space and they haven't capitalized.
Borgesser on the inside gets the roll. That right there, Borgesser's first points of the evening. Last game with 12. Here comes Holmes. Pokes this one free. Can't corral it. It'll be last touched by the Bisons. Indiana will take possession underneath the basket.
You look at what Borgesser has done so far this season. She's averaged over 20 minutes per game, at least coming into this contest. You have to imagine in her sophomore season, you'd expect her to take a little bit of a bigger role, even if it is still off the bench.
No more knee brace for her this year. She says she feels a lot more comfortable playing out there. Scalia from downtown once again.
Speaking of comfortable, Scalia's been living beyond the arc this afternoon.
I think she'd be comfortable shooting that basketball all the way from Fort Wayne.
She's 3 of 4 from 3, 18 points on the day.
McGowan takes the high screen from Sorrentino, spins back. Holmes gives her nowhere to go, finds a way to dish it off. Sorrentino hits back iron, and Indiana comes up with the rebound.
And even a little bit of a mismatch there between Sorrentino and Borgesser, and again, Sorrentino couldn't find the bucket.
Scalia on the outside is fouled by McGowan. Aggressive defense there on the perimeter as Holmes will take his seat on the bench. Meister comes in.
Yeah, a little bit over-aggressive there from McGowan. You could see the contact well from where we were sitting. Almost looked like a forearm shiver given to Scalia.
3 fouls for Lipscomb here in the third quarter, none for Indiana. Scalia once again, no good.
Yeah, that one looked like she just maybe muscled it a little bit. Just a little bit too strong.
Hurd the other way, stops at the stripe, hits back iron. McGowan comes up with the board, right back out to her, and she puts that one in. Money.
Hurd, a 38% free throw shooter so far this season. That snaps a 3-minute scoring drought for Lipscomb.
Scalia drives inside, Euro step, takes the contact, and it'll be an offensive foul. Charge taken by Lipscomb.
If you're Molly Hurd, you got to be feeling pretty good about that sequence. You make the three, get back on defense, draw the charge. And obviously Lipscomb still's got a big, big hill to climb, trailing by nearly 30 points.
Just 11 points here in the third quarter. They look for Sorrentino downstairs, poked away by Meister. They'll hang on with 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Indiana's been able to frustrate Sorrentino a little bit in this contest. 3 of 9 from the field, just 6 points.
Sorrentino pulls up and cashes in.
And makes me eat my words in doing so.
Indiana 4 of 5 in their last 5 field goal attempts. Beaumont on the outside, takes a high screen from Meister. stops at the free throw line, hits front iron, and McGowan comes down with it. Now quickly the other way. Looking for Sorrentino once again. Backing down Meister. Inside, rejected. Now Indiana with numbers. Bargesser in the corner, swings out, Scalia. Yes! Sarah Scalia, have yourself a day.
It's all set up by the block from Lily Meister. It gets Indiana going quickly in transition. Lipscomb struggling a little bit to get back and find their footing. Scalia, 21 points on the day, 4 of 6 from beyond the arc.
21, 5 and 5, doing a little bit of everything for this Indiana team. Hurd swings outside for Vincent. Working on Bargesser. She'll put up a tough shot, won't fall. Here's the full court heave. No, she'll hang on to it. Well, after last game, in the post-game press conference, Holmes said they wanted to come out hot in the third quarter. That was a goal they had this season, and they certainly did it right there. Indiana 58, Lipscomb 31. We'll step away and be back for the fourth quarter. 2-1 count for Waddell. Check swing right there. Won't matter. That one dropped into the heart of the zone to even up the count at 2-2.
But there have been some really high performances from Holly Springs. Ryan Piccolo's an all-star. Josh Cross an all-star. Leo Giannone, who pitched the last inning for Holly Springs, the 7th and all-star as well. So a lot of guys that have some potential.
2-2 line drive out to left field. That one dunks in for a base hit. Makowitz rounding third, coming home. This one will be close. Slides in. Safe. An RBI single off the bat of Chase Waddell. And just like that, Wilson extends their lead out to 8 with a 10-2 advantage.
Really good piece of hitting there by Waddell. 2-2 count. Didn't try to do too much, just served one to left field. Good play by Zach coming in, making a strong throw. Was a little bit offline, up the third base line a little bit. Crafty slide as well. And as you mentioned, Wilson by 8. Remember that 10-run rule is in effect in the CPL tonight.
And we have seen a few of those bang-bang plays at home plate tonight. One going in favor of Wilson, one going in favor of Holly Springs. First pitch on a fresh count for Rafe Parrish, a breaking ball that drops in for an 0-1 count. Still one out on the board, runner on first. As Chris mentioned, just 2 runs away from that 10-run rule. Here's the 0-1. Once again, inside the zone, grazes the outer half of the plate, and the count moves to 0-2. Chris, at the same time when we're talking about turnover for this Wilson top team, I feel like with the Salamanders, there's been more of that than arguably any other team in the Coastal Plain League.
Yeah, and I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you, but I don't. I think it's just one of those things. Some summers you get guys that are here, and, I think the transfer portal has made a big difference too, and guys that come here that are already in the portal.
1-2 count for Rafe Parrish. Lifts this one up down the left side going foul. Third baseman has a beat on it, but it will go out of play as Jones did not have the room to reel that one in.
And I think that's just an indictment of where we're at from college sports in general, right? We have all these guys in the portal. If you're a pitcher in particular, you're at this school X, and you didn't throw a lot, but then you commit to school Y, and your new school says, okay, well, you've already thrown X amount of innings per this summer. We want you fresh for when you get to school in the fall, so you're done after 30 innings.
The 1-2 from Rafe Parrish. This one popped up down the right side going foul, and we stay stuck at a 1-2.
And I think that you're seeing a lot of that. And guys, from a positional standpoint, too, I mean, a lot of these guys have played every day or almost every day since January when full team practice started. Long time from January to July. And some of these guys are just tired, injuries and other things happen, extenuating circumstances. So we've seen a lot more turnover, I think, this year than in the past.
The 1-2 offering runs inside, and the count evens up at 2-2. Without a doubt. I mean, that's something we've seen with every single team in the Coastal Plain League. But in the last couple of days, I mean, the Salamanders have taken somewhat of a hit. You lose Bimby, who was arguably your ace, one of your go-to guys, as Parrish pops this one down the right side once again, going foul, and a spectacular grab reeled in foul territory made by Austin Hawk.
Just as we bring up the transfer portal, the recent transfer to Wake Forest makes the grab.
Worst places to go transfer than Wake Forest. Great year for the Demon Deacons. His brother also playing for Wake Forest, so a chance to play with his brother. A little bit of a family affair there. Tom Walter's team had a phenomenal year. Got to the College World Series, as you know, a win away from the National Championship Series, and they were really good all year long.
This pitch squirts away behind the dish. Runner will cleanly walk into second base. Do you know if his brother will be returning to Wake Forest? I know he was drafted in the 6th round.
I don't think he will. I don't think he will. So maybe not a chance to play for his brother or play with his brother.
Regardless, a chance to carry on the family name and the legacy.
Sure. I don't have to know much about ACC baseball anymore. Dumping all that out of my brain.
Don't worry, my usage of Big Ten knowledge in terms of baseball has not been extraordinarily helpful.
I bet not.
We have had a few guys from Nebraska come in, a few Indiana State guys.
Nice.
Carlos Pena, just a recent transfer to Indiana State.
From Missouri, not in the Big Ten.
No, sir.
In the Southeastern Conference, where it just means more, they say. What's the Big Ten slogan going to be?
We're the best. This one, a light chopper down the left side, scooped up by the pitcher, and zips it over to first for out number 3. The Wilson Tops able to scratch across one more run, so we won't see a 10-run rule in effect this evening, but the Salamanders with a chance to try and rally in the bottom of the 8th inning and cut this 8-run deficit. We'll be right back, home half of the 8th, after this. So the Hoosiers are squared away. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 28-yard line with 6:10 to go here in the third quarter.
But on a 1st and 23, when you have a defender make contact with the receiver just 1 or 2 yards down on the field, you've got to be able to make the play and can't give up this many yards on it.
Nick Toomer will take the spot of Kobe Minor as he just exited the game. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Illinois lined up on the far hash marks. They'll go quick right full screen over to Isaiah Williams. Breaks one tackle, breaks another, makes his move, cuts upfield and wrapped up at the 43-yard line for a first down. Sharp comes up with a tackle and able to limit the gain, but once again, another big gain from Isaiah Williams, who is having himself a day. Well, that's what we've come to expect from arguably one of, if not the best receiver in the Big Ten. Obviously, Marvin Harrison in that conversation with him as well. They'll go quick offense. Paddock in the shotgun. Throws one deep. Fire downfield. Washington, no good. Pass broken up by Nick Toomer, but a piece of laundry on the field. Most likely going to be defensive pass interference as Toomer shrugs his shoulders heading back to midfield.
This secondary just looks so helpless. They're going to do anything they can to try to make a play. And finally, Toomer was there. I don't know if he needed to.
He played the man perfectly, just didn't get his head around and made contact with him, which that's going to be defensive pass interference 9 out of 10 times. So Illinois able to advance the ball into Indiana territory, now lined up on the 42-yard line. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 with 5:30 to go in the third quarter. Reggie Love lined up to the left of Paddock. Spread formation for the Fighting Illini. Paddock at the helm, takes the snap. He'll launch one deep. Going for Williams. That one's caught at the 5. Touchdown, Illinois. And for the first time today since 3-0, Illinois leads in this ball game.
There's 2 ways. 2 things can be true at once. That was a spectacular play right there by John Paddock. He got hit as he threw. The Indiana front 7 finally got some movement. But another wide open receiver. I mean, I'm running out of ways to say it, but the secondary today for Indiana has been abysmal.
That's a 42-yard touchdown for Isaiah Williams, who once again has really left a mark on this ball game, Ben. Williams with 8 receptions for 179 yards and 1 touchdown. Now Illinois lines up to go for 2. Jumbo set, they'll motion everybody out to the left, 1 receiver out to the right. They snap the ball, but a flag comes flying, most likely going to be a false start.